Just when you thought restraining Goku and keeping him as far away from Monaka as possible was hard, taking care of little baby Pan seemed impossible for our heroes as we settle into little baby Pan making her debut and, as always, giving everyone around her lots and lots of headaches. Welcome, Dragon Ball fans, to my official Dragon Ball Super Episode 43 review and breakdown entitled Goku's Ki is Out of Control, Lots of Trouble Taking Care of Pan, leading into next week's episode of Episode 44, another lighthearted episode, warm-spirited episode. Broly confirmed to be Pan reincarnated as a baby as her power rises. Only kidding, guys. But nevertheless, I mean, I will say that this was a super throwback to the old school Dragon Ball episodes prior to Z's time, with Pilaf and the gang up to no good as always, trying to steal the Pilaf machine, and some would even call this episode a filler-like material only because nothing major actually happens. But I believe that this is much needed build-up, especially leading into, you know, Trunks' return from the future coming up very soon in June. Now, before I go further in this review, guys, a fair warning that this video will contain lots of spoilers, so if you don't want anything spoiled for you, just simply fast forward the video, go watch the episode and come back so we can talk more Dragon Ball Super. Do not cry in the comments below about being spoiled by the thumbnail because nothing is being shown or said that you guys don't already know. Be sure to also check out the description down below, guys, for lots of goodies, updates, and contact information to where you guys can interact with me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That we can talk more Dragon Ball Super. And please do not send me any nudes of Android 18 either. For the love of God, it's happened a few times now by several people and it was just awkward, so please don't do that. So now, anyways, let's begin. The translations to this episode, in case you guys were wondering how I was able to pick up on the dialogue prior to the subs being released, was translated by none other than Herms98 on Twitter. He always provides us with the translations first, so thank you, sir. The subs will be coming out tomorrow morning. Oh, Pan, how we've missed you already. I would say that I like her more in this episode than I ever did in Dragon Ball GT. I will go on record and say that she was absolutely adorable in this episode, but nevertheless, I enjoyed last week's episode more, as I said in my review, for many reasons, of course. I mean, some of which being Beerus' beef with Goku, always wanting to fight Monaka, Yamcha almost getting everyone killed. I mean, like who could ever forgive Yamcha for nearly blowing everyone's cover last week? So I will say that last week's episode was a lot more entertaining, just again due to all the shenanigans. And I do want to point out and say one thing really fast. Shout outs to Vegeta Saiyan on Instagram. She is an absolute awesome person, so you guys might want to go ahead and follow her on Instagram at Vegeta Saiyan. She is an absolute awesome person with really awesome ass edits and shots, and alongside pictures and a lot more other things, so you guys might want to go ahead and do that. But going into this week's episode, guys, one thing I do want to do like a little mini rant on is Gohan, because Gohan was shown in this episode for the first time in a long ass time, ever since prior to the Universal Tournament. He's there, he's attending somewhat of a dinner with an academic big shot who compliments Gohan on his presentation at the last conference, and Gohan really wants to impress this person, and so obviously Gohan wants to work for his family. He wants to be able to provide for Videl and his daughter Pan. So we finally get to see Gohan, and he is still, I'm sorry Gohan fans, I love Gohan to death, I really do, but even in this episode right now, I mean, up until towards the end, I mean, because I really did enjoy the moment he had with Pan towards the end, but prior to that, when he was at the dinner, he just looked like a complete watered down bitch version of himself. I can't wait to see future Trunks return and just having to look and be stoked to see what happened with Gohan, because Trunks is gonna ask, like, what happened to you, guy? Like, at one point you were the strongest person on this planet, now you're just a shell of your former self. But needless to say, Goku had lots of problems as well. Ever since he used the 10 times Kaioken technique onto his Super Saiyan Blue form, or Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, however it is you want to, you know, look at it, it just took a lot away from his body, and that sort of caused a delayed onset, you know, Ki syndrome that, you know, pretty much caused him to just completely lose control over his Ki. He wasn't even able to fly properly. He destroyed his own house. Goku destroyed he flew right through his own house. Chi-Chi, till this day, I firmly believe this. Chi-Chi, till this day, I believe, is the only person to put pure fear in Goku's heart, because the moment Goku destroyed his own house and Chi-Chi was outside just watching him, she gave him the most, like, nastiest look, to the point where Goku was scared. And Goku never gets scared. Goku fights Hit, Goku fought Cell, Goku fought Beerus and Majin Buu and Frieza, and Goku was never scared. But when he looks at Chi-Chi, I mean, that woman puts fear in his heart. So that right there just goes to show that Goku does fear Chi-Chi. But nevertheless, we see Goku. He's trying to get answers from you know, Chi-Chi and Goten. He doesn't really know what's going on. He went to go get bread. He comes back. He's falling all over the place. The best part of this entire episode was when Goku tried to ask Bulma for help, and he instant transmissions on over to her house. He's on her bed, and Bulma's in the shower, and Bulma comes out the shower. She's completely naked, looking fine as wine, thin as wind. She comes out with a towel, and as as Bulma's walking, she expects Vegeta to be there, which we all know that they're gonna be doing in that, you know what I'm saying? But so Bulma walks in there, and Goku's there, and she turns on the light, and Goku's like, hey, I need to ask you something, and Bulma freaks out, and Bulma has never screamed in horror like that ever, and Vegeta came running in, and Vegeta didn't know what the hell was going on. So the moment he saw Goku, obviously, there must have been lots and lots of tension for Vegeta, because when Vegeta saw Goku, his face turned so red. I mean, just imagine that, guys. Imagine someone, you know, literally just was in your house while your girlfriend or your wife was naked, and, you know, they're just on the bed, relaxing, having a good time, and you'd have bust in there and see that, you'd be angry too. So Vegeta was angry. Vegeta's like, Kakarot, what are you doing? I swear to God, if there was ever a moment for Vegeta to become like a Super Saiyan 9, that would have been it. So we see Bulma's, like, you know, animatronics and all her, like, you know, gadgets and gizmos going off. Like, they actually started pointing lasers at Goku. Goku is gonna get fried, Call of Duty style. So he goes to King Kai's planet. King Kai finally figures out what's going on, and Goku obviously used up the Kaioken technique, and that really messed him up for a while, which is gonna, you know, lead into next week's episode, in which case I'm very happy about, because we get to see Goten and Trunks finally in action alongside Monaka as well. Monaka isn't really doing much, but still, we get to see Goku come to their aid and stuff. But we see that, you know, Chi-Chi compliments Gohan on being the first U7 Saiyan to hold down a job, which is kind of funny because no other Saiyan in Universe 7 was actually able to hold down a job like Gohan. So you guys have to give Gohan props for trying to work for his family. Although I still believe that he is a bitch and that he is no longer the ultimate Saiyan that he once was when he fought Super Buu. Things change, I understand that. I mean, but now he has more of a motive to, you know, pretty much fight for his family more than ever, because now he has all the intent in the world to protect Pan and Videl, whereas opposed to how he was before. Just, you know, I don't know, like, I feel as if now more than ever he should have more motivation than any time ever before to protect his family. So we get to see, you know, Goku, he's actually with Pan for the once, and we see Piccolo, he's there with them, and Piccolo leaves, he comes back in the house, and Goku's trying to get Pan to call him Gramps, which is kind of funny because Goku doesn't really, I mean, he doesn't really understand how to take care of like a baby. You get to see that clearly because he's like, you know, twirling her around and stuff, and she's an infant, she's a little baby, and Pilaf is there. Pilaf spent all his money on the Pilaf machine. He wants it, and he wants to defeat Goku. He really wants to defeat Goku because he knows that he is weak, because he overheard when him and Gohan were talking about on the phone, on the cell phone, guys. These Saiyans are using cell phones. In 2016, I never would have thought I would see the day where Gohan has a cell phone in his pocket. Even Goku was using the house phone. I mean, I thought that these dudes communicated, you know, telepathically, like telepathy and stuff, but in fact, they have cell phones and whatever. I'm surprised that, you know, they're not texting each other like, yo, what's up, you want to train or something? Like, it was funny as hell. So I was taken back by it because I was like, whoa, this is seriously happening right now. I mean, they're actually using cell phones, so that was pretty cool. So Goku even admits to Piccolo that even Piccolo can defeat him now. I mean, that's how weak he is. Like, Goku, guys, is really messed up right now. Like, his power is just, it's diminished, and he really lost focus. He lost a lot of focus, and he's trying to get back into the flow of things. Now, in next week's episode, we get to see him fend off against, like, these intruders and these aliens, on an unknown planet, which is kind of weird because we don't really know what planet he's on, but he seems to be fending off these alien intruders, as they're, you know, attacking Goten and Trunks or whatever, in which case I'm really happy that these two are finally going to get to have a moment for themselves to where they're going to actually, you know, do something in the show. But nevertheless, we get to see a lot of development from, you know, Pan, at least, because we get to see her flying up in space, which was kind of weird because, I mean, since when was there ever a baby, right, that was able to hold her own? I guess, like, near the stratosphere, the atmosphere. I mean, it depends on how you want to look at it scientifically, because we don't really know in which sphere she was in. You know, if she was beyond the atmosphere or if she was, like, just below it. I mean, we don't know. But what we do see we see her flying around after Pilaf kidnaps her, technically, because they overheard. I mean, first and foremost, Pan left the house. She caught, you know, Pilaf trying to take the Pilaf machine, and, you know, like, they took her up. They were playing with her a little bit, except for Pilaf. He was just all pissed off until they heard Piccolo scream. He was screaming at Goku. He's like, you lost Pan, but you lost Pan. And, you know, he was just yelling at Goku on top of his own, and that scared Pilaf a lot. So they got into the Pilaf off machine, they flew off, and they were actually pretty happy until they noticed that Pan was in there with them, and then they start to panic because obviously Pilaf did not want any beef with Piccolo. So they ended up, you know, hitting buttons, and then Pilaf actually punched one of the machine buttons, and they ended up launching them in space, and they were just scared out of their minds because they knew that Pan was there and they didn't know what was going to happen. It just turns out that they lost the machine, and Pan was able to carry them off to safety, which was really weird because, again, she's a baby. She is a baby, and she is able to do that. So that just goes to, I mean, personally for me, she was adorable in this episode, and I definitely preferred her more here than I ever would in the previous, you know, Dragon Ball GT, you know, episodes with her just calling Goku Grandpa, Grandpa, which is kind of like understandable right now as to why Goku's trying to get her to call him Gramps. But I really hope that, you know, Pan doesn't go on to just keep calling him Grandpa, 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 left, right, and all that stuff. So, but nevertheless, guys, I mean, I would have to say last week's episode was a lot better for me, because there was lots of lore building. And next week's episode, right, we're gonna get to see, you know, Goten, Trunks. They're gonna be on this unknown planet for whatever reason, and maybe this has to do with something with Copy Vegeta, because we're definitely gonna go into that episode after next week's episode, of course. And of course, everything's gonna build up to Trunks returning, so things are gonna be at such a high stake. Now, I'm really curious as to what's gonna happen with Gohan again after seeing what he's doing in this particular episode. Guys, he wasn't training. There's no way that Gohan was training. Look at him. He actually went to the conference, he did his presentation, and, you know, the athletic, you know, ambassador or whatever, he really liked him, he was impressed. So what does that mean for Gohan? How is he supposed to train and gradually get stronger, you know, to protect his family just in case, you know, dire situations occur, if this guy is going out there doing presentations and kissing butt and putting his head in the books? I get why he's doing it, but you also have to remember Goku and Vegeta aren't going to be there every single time. So what happens when they're not there and you have to defend the planet by yourself? You're going to get fucked, and you're going to get fucked really bad. So I really hope for your sake, for my sake, that Gohan does improve in some, you know, like in some way, shape, or form, because Gohan was such a vital character in Dragon Ball Z. He was there for Raditz, he was there for Frieza, he was there for Cell, he was there for Boo, he was there for everything. He attacked Raditz, he fought Frieza, he fought Cell, he fought Boo. What's going on with this guy? You know what I'm saying? So leave your thoughts down below as to what you guys think about this, because again, I will do a community reaction video tomorrow, and I will showcase your comments and all of your feedback on this particular video here. But I do want to get like your overall take as to what's going to happen in next week's episode as well, because I just really hope that Goten and Trunks definitely have like some improvement, and they have some character development, because we don't really get to see that from them anymore. But again, I mean, they're going to be on this, you know, nameless planet, I guess you could say, and that's kind of an understatement, but they're going to be there, and they're going to try to see if they can fend off whatever's going on, and Goku's going to be there as well. If you guys want to go ahead and watch these episodes for yourselves, Kiss Anime, AnimeRush.tv, they have them there. The subs will be out tomorrow. I truly wonder how weak Goku is now. I mean, anybody could beat Goku now. As of right now, because of his little mistake of powering up with the Kaioken, that really messed his body up a lot. So I think that anybody could beat him right now, and that kind of like raises the question as to like if he's going to improve and get back to the way he was before, with all of this, you know, stress upon his body and all these things going on to him. But leave your thoughts down below as to what you guys believe is going to happen. And once again, guys, thank you all for watching. If you guys are fans, don't forget to subscribe. That way you guys don't miss a single Dragon Ball video. If you guys enjoyed, if you guys cannot wait to see more, then smash that like button. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Tune in for more. God bless you all. Thank you all for supporting my channel. That means so much to me. Thank you for your feedback as well. And I'll be seeing each and every single one of you guys in the next episode. Take it easy, guys. Peace.